We are the dollars and cents.
What's up, YouTube? Israel with a quick video. Got another fragrance from the house of Tiziana Terenzi for you guys. Got a great price on this one. I think 100 mils going for around 135 bucks. Found this one online, was able to bid a little bit lower and got this one for around 100, 105. I can't remember exactly. I remember it was around 100 bucks that I paid for this fragrance. So with that price, I was able to get a full bottle and a new fragrance to try for you guys. And I know some of these fragrances are kind of, you probably never heard of them before, but when I go out searching for new fragrances, you know, if the notes sound good and the price is right, I'll try them and I'll you know, make a video just to show you guys, because who knows, maybe it's a hidden gem, right? It could be a really under the radar fragrance that no one really knows about, but it smells fantastic. And I do like this house, and if you guys, I'll link the videos below, but I've recently done a few videos from the house of Tiziana Terenzi. So this one, the house has very high quality fragrances, and they do have a bit of a reputation for being a bit of a clone house. So, you know, I don't know if this one's supposed to be a clone of anything or not. We will see soon. But from the house of Tiziana Terenzi, we have Eclix. So Eclix from the house of Tiziana Terenzi is a unisex floral woody musk fragrance released in 2017. The nose behind this fragrance is Paolo Terenzi. It is an extrait de parfum concentration. All right, let's check out this presentation. So here's the box for Eclix, and I have mentioned in other videos when I didn't have the box that these presentations are top-notch. Very sturdy, very big box here. Nice and tan here with some white here. As you can see, it has the name of the fragrance. This little black little label here. Some information on the bottom. It does have a message here in Italian. Name of the house on top here. Let's open this box up. And we do have a nice, you know, inlay there. Very high quality cardboard. We do have a little black cap that comes with it, so you can, I guess, if you don't want to use the big gaudy top that comes on the bottle that we'll see shortly, you can just go ahead and put this little cap on top. It rests nicely in here. Inside the box, it does come with a couple of little books. It does have the name of the fragrance here. I guess some information of the fragrance. And I believe this one is just how shows different fragrances in the house of Tiziana Terenzi, the different lines. This house does have a lot of fragrances, and I've never heard of this one. So here's the bottle for Eclix. We do have a nice gold cap, and I will say that the star of the show when it comes to these presentations, for me anyway, it's going to be the caps. Like, these caps are so like highly detailed. And I want to say this is like something that has to do with, like, you guys can correct me in the comments, but has to do with space or the stars or whatnot. I know that the white bottle line, I think those are named after stars, I think. So you guys can correct me. But yeah, just look at that detail there, guys. That's a fantastic looking cap. I mean, it's like all etched. You can feel it if you had like a piece of clay or something, or even like if you put ink on this and put it flat on paper, it would make a design, which is kind of cool, actually. The name here feels like it's on a leather type of material. I don't think it's real leather, just, you know, probably pleather, but it's still nice and soft and plush. Heavy black bottle. We do have a gold atomizer here, information on the bottom, but other than that, not a lot going on with the bottle per se, but the cap is definitely the star of the show. All right, so here are the notes for Eclix. In the top, we have iris, almond, lemon, and tangerine. In the mid, we have lemon, violet, white lily, and petitgrain. And in the base, we round things off with orris root, sandalwood, cedar, amber, and musk. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, I do have a little bit of experience with this house, but I've never heard of this fragrance and don't know what to really expect. By looking at the notes, it does have iris in it, so I wonder if it's going to have a little bit of maybe some lipstick sort of, you know, makeup bag like we talk about with the Dior Homme and Dior Homme Extra Intense. This also has orris root, which I believe is related to iris. You guys can correct me on that one. But it has almond in it, so I wonder if it's going to have a Pegasus sort of feel, because I believe Pegasus from Parfums de Marly has almond in it as well. But, you know, some of the fresher notes, I feel like it's going to be floral on top, maybe slightly gourmandy, with some freshness from the citrus notes, because we do have lemon, tangerine, lemon and tangerine with this one. But there is violet in this and white lily, so it's definitely going to be floral. So not really sure where this one's going to go. We'll see. So let's give this fragrance a first impression. All right, here we go. Take out this heavy cap, clean hand, couple sprays. Brand new bottle. Okay. Definitely reminds me of, slightly reminds me of a Xerjoff fragrance that I just did a video on. I think it was called Pico Valladama. This one's a little bit more approachable. I could be wrong about that comparison. I'm just trying to remember. This definitely has a lot of violet in it and iris. But the iris right now isn't like a makeup bag or isn't like the, cosmetic smell. It's just super floral, and it's sort of green. It smells like a floral, like plants almost. This isn't like your traditional sort of iris. This is very, very floral right now. Fresh from the citrus. But right now, this is unisex. Just right now off the bat, I would say this leans more feminine just because it's very floral. Not a bad fragrance, and it definitely this fragrance smells purple. So I think that iris is purple, and I want to say that violets, well, I guess violet is purple. Those are purple as well. But I have smelled a fragrance that's similar to this, and if it's not Eclix, or I'm sorry, if it's not the Xerjoff that I just mentioned, then maybe it's like the Frederic Malle Iris Poudre, if I'm probably butchering that name, or Iris with the 3 S's from Xerjoff. I actually own those 2 fragrances currently, so when I get home, I will definitely spray those and compare and see if those are comparable to this one. And honestly, if it is, this might be a better alternative to those, because I know the Iris from Xerjoff, the 3S Iris, is a very expensive fragrance. It comes from an exclusive line, and I know that it's like probably $350 a bottle, and that's even like on Fragrance X. But right now, this fragrance is not bad. It's a little balmy, which, you guys, if you guys don't know that, I don't really like balmy fragrances. They smell a little bit waxy to my nose, and not really sure if that's the best way to describe the smell. That's just the best I can come up with, honestly. But, and I guess maybe like candle waxy or something, but this one isn't bad. I do like it. I'm not sure if this is going to be like this is a niche house. So this isn't going to be for your everyday normies that just wear fragrances. You have to really like iris and violet and white lily and orris root to really like this fragrance. That's mainly what I'm getting out of this fragrance right now. It doesn't smell bad though. It actually smells, it's very clean. It's floral fresh. It smells, like I said, it smells purple, which I don't know if you guys know what I mean on that one, but it's exactly what purple would smell like if someone were to ask me. But not a bad fragrance. Right now, I definitely get the quality in this. It is an extrait de parfum. It doesn't seem like it's super overpowering. It doesn't seem like it's too much right now. It seems like it's just right. I have a feeling this fragrance is going to be very powdery in the air, fresh and powdery and sweet, and slightly waxy, which usually the waxiness in fragrances is what gives it its powderiness in the air, in my experience anyway. I could be wrong about that, but yes, I'm wearing this fragrance today. In the next couple of days, give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, guys, well, I'm back with an update for Tiziana Terenzi's Eclix. And I gotta say, quickly, fun fact, that first half of the video was shot a year ago. Almost a year ago next month. So that was just before I moved, and the video and my fragrances were all buried in boxes and stuff. How to get everything obviously unboxed. I like this fragrance. Don't love it, but I like it. Without repeating too much of the first half of the video, had to rewatch it because it's been so long. This fragrance does smell purple. This fragrance is very floral. It is nice and citrusy though. We have the lemon and the tangerine mixed with that petitgrain. So you do get like a nice fresh opening, but it's very floral. The floral is very powdery. It's almost like you're smelling fresh petals there. I do get a lot of the iris. I do get a lot of the orris root and the violet. Those are the main players. There is some white lily, and I want to say maybe one other floral in this, but it really is like a floral, powdery fragrance. In the dry down, I thought there was vanilla in this, but I guess there isn't. But there is some sweetness there, some powdery sweetness. It almost smells like I don't know, like powdered sugar maybe. It's just very sweet and very powdery. I wore this, took my mom out to dinner last night, and I wore this last night, and wore the shirt because I was just sitting on my, I wore it last night to dinner, so I didn't, it wasn't all gross or anything. So I wore it to go run tonight, and when I put it on, the shirt actually smelled like Dior Homme Intense or Valentino Uomo Intense. It had like that chocolatey iris, Dior Homme feel, almost that lipstick deal, but I don't get that DHI or Dior Homme Intense vibe when I wear this fragrance. For some reason on my shirt, though, it had that dry down, so that was kind of weird, actually. But I didn't experience that at all whenever I wore this fragrance. Now, I will say, in the dry down, and maybe it's the amber with maybe the almond and some of the iris, but you do get a nice, sweet, warm, spicy, sort of powdery dry down. So that's really nice. So, and you might not even expect that coming from the opening of this one. Longevity for this fragrance was really good, actually. I got 8+ hours with this fragrance. Cannot say the same for the projection. Now, it does have decent projection. Do not get me wrong. It is an extrait de parfum. You do get nice wafts of this one throughout the day. But it's not going to be a beast or anything like that. It's not going to offend anybody around you. It's very unintrusive. It's not going to offend anybody. It's just very light and airy, but it's still kicking. It's there. You could tell when you get that sillage, it's you're going to pick it up. The seasons, man, that's going to be tough because the opening is very fresh. And so you probably wear this one like in the warmer weather, but also with all the floral notes, this one does give me spring vibes. So maybe I want to say this one would be nice in spring. But honestly, you might be able to pull this one off year round because I wore this one last night and it was nice and cool. And I told you in the dry down, it gets nice and warm and spicy from the amber. And I'm guessing it's going to be that almond note. And so maybe, I think it'll be okay. So maybe let's just say all seasons. But technically, whenever I did wear this one, I did think that it gave me spring vibes. So, but I will say, to be safe, all seasons for this fragrance. Occasions, I think you can wear this one for most occasions. The opening is nice and casual. It's not super thick and heavy, so it's not like a super night, like a clubby fragrance. It's not super like dressed down, but you could wear this one like to a evening event, a formal event, but you can also wear this one casually because that opening, but it's also not too intrusive or anything. So I do think this one, you could probably wear this one for all occasions. It has decent projection. You might be able to get away with it in the club, but it's so light and airy. I just don't think that the club, it's not sweet or super thick and strong to where, it's going to cut through the crowd and cut through the smoke. So probably not best for the club, but I do think most occasions for this fragrance definitely going to be up for this one. Ages, I'm going to say are 30 and up. This one is a little inexpensive when it comes to these Tiziana Terenzi fragrances. Most of them are actually pretty affordable these days, but there's a couple that, I think in the red bottles that still are pretty expensive. But this one, I think I said was what, 105, 110, something like that. I'll put the most current price right here. But yeah, I think this one, it's not so much the price when it comes to a niche fragrance, but I think it's more the experience. I don't think younger guys are going to like this fragrance. I don't think that I think you have to be a little bit more mature for this fragrance to really understand this one. This one isn't my favorite, but I got it. I understood it. And it wasn't my favorite, but it was good. It was really good. And that kind of leads me to the unisex factor. I mentioned this in the first half, but I'm going to go ahead and get back to it. This one does lean more feminine. So if someone were to ask me, hey, which way does it lean? Definitely more feminine with all the floral notes. And the dry down, I will say it's more unisex, which is probably my favorite part of this fragrance is going to be the dry down. But yeah, definitely more unisex with that one. But yeah, overall, I do like this fragrance. I mentioned this one reminded me of, was it Iris Poudre, or however you pronounce it, from Frederick Malle, Iris from Xerjoff, and maybe a little bit of like Pico Valladama with that floral note in there. If you like those fragrances, you're going to love this fragrance. I don't think this is supposed to be a takeoff of those. Actually, when I went on Fragrantica, people on Fragrantica were comparing this to a Guerlain fragrance. I've never heard of it. And that's a woman's fragrance, so you guys can kind of do the math on that one. But I really couldn't pinpoint what this one exactly reminded me of. It just sort of reminded me of those. So if you like those fragrances, you might like this one. If you're a fan of iris or violet fragrances, you're going to like this one. The performance is there. I don't know, the seasons are there. You can wear this one pretty much any time or anywhere. And if you can find this one for around 100, 105 bucks, that might be a good price for this one. Again, this stuff extrait de parfum, it's going to last you pretty much all day. Again, it's going to be an acquired taste. I will say try before you buy. This one is not going to be blind buy worthy, in my opinion. I think that just the floral notes are too overtaking. This is going to be for the fans out there, the ones that I mentioned. If you guys were out there, if you know those and you're like, yeah, I've been trying to find something that, you know, kind of reminds me of those, but it's just a little less, but has good performance, then Eclix is going to be the way to go. I think this one is a pretty good fragrance. Again, not my favorite. Man, and I was even thinking, would I keep this one? I don't know. I don't have another fragrance like this, so maybe, but I can't picture myself reaching for this one a lot. So, and that's an issue, especially I have a big collection. But you never know. I mean, maybe I'll get in the mood to wear this one because again, there's been fragrances in the past where I've reviewed and I literally will think to myself, am I going to reach for that one? And no, I don't. And I don't want to, and I never will. This one, I probably would. I just don't know when. I have to find a good occasion for this one. Maybe this one's going to be more, I'll wear it one day and it just, gives me some nostalgic feelings. Or maybe it's just, the next time I wear it, it reminds me of the first time I wore it. Who knows, right? But I think this is a good fragrance. Again, don't blind buy this one, but definitely worth a try, guys. So let me know your thoughts on the fragrance Eclix from the house of Tiziana Terenzi. Have you tried this fragrance? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video on my channel. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners, guys. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.